First of all, I'd like to say is we've heard a lot today about collaboration, about linking communities together via networks, things like that. And so that's what I'm here to talk about, is this idea of a community of innovation. And so first I want to say a little bit about, we have a lot of impressions or ideas of what innovation really means. And so what I want to start out with is sort of framing what we think, how we're thinking of innovation. So I have this definition for you. It's the idea of developing entrepreneurial companies and helping them survive and grow during their startup period when they're the most vulnerable. The most common goals that come from innovation communities are creating jobs, enhancing the community's entrepreneurial climate, retaining businesses in your community, building or accelerating the growth of businesses and local industries, and diversifying our local economies. And I think that's basically what we're all trying to do and what this Civic's Innovation Summit is all about. So let's see. There. Okay, so what I'm talking about today is this roadmap to cultivating an innovation in our community. And I'm going to start with the university. Since I'm from Cal State Long Beach, I'm going to give you the perspective that we have. And I know that Cal State Long Beach is, and it was talked about this morning, has felt like we're sort of an island separated, for the rest, from the rest of Long Beach. And what we really realized in the last few years is we really want to become part of the community and integrate into the community. So when we talk about innovations, one of the things that we think about is that universities tend to be the key to innovation in any community. If you think about places like MIT and Stanford, or if we look in our own backyards here, UCI has the Cove, Cal Poly SLO has a Center for Entrepreneurship, and these are all sort of hotbeds of innovation. So universities can link up with the business community to promote and encourage the development of a skilled and creative workforce. So here's how this story goes in terms of creating our community of innovation. We had a group of 4 MBA students, and you can see some pictures of them up there. And they came to me last fall and they said they would like to start an incubator. And I was sort of taken back because these are 4 students who were working full-time. They're middle managers in different companies around the region. But they put together this presentation and they were very serious and showed a lot of passion about it. So I thought, okay, what the heck, let's take it the next step. So I went and talked to the dean, Michael Salt, in the College of Business, and we realized that this was something that was worth pursuing and that would make a difference in our college and hopefully in our community. So we said, what have we got to lose? Let's go for it. Well, some of the things that, when we sat down and tried to figure out what do we have and what don't we have to become more innovative, we realized that the resources we have is we have strong community partners. We have energy and expertise in our university. We have lots of students, as you guys probably know, and we have a commitment, and we're showing a commitment from our MBA students, and this was sort of transcending the entire university population. We have entrepreneurial activities going on in the university, and some of them were talked about this morning. We have our Innovation Challenge that's been going on for the last 7 years. We also have partnered with SBDC for the Young Entrepreneurs Program that we have every summer that is open to not just our students in the university, but also to the Long Beach community, and it is a free 6-week workshop that help people come together and develop and improve on their entrepreneurial ideas. Now, we also have some hurdles that we had to get through, and some of these are major hurdles, but we were convinced that we can do it. One of them is we don't have the infrastructure in place that other universities have. We're not an MIT, we're not a Stanford, we're not an R1 school. We don't have a large endowment, and we certainly, as a public university, we don't have funds sitting around just waiting to be used. So these were some of the issues we were facing. And another thing is, we're a large university and we're physically constrained. We have no extra space on our university in terms of the physical layout of our university. So these were issues that we faced, but we decided to throw caution to the wind and go for it. So we ended up with a set of sort of serendipitous events that happened over the year. And all of these were based on, as the I-Team was formed and became active in our community, we started to meet and work with the I-Team, which was really has been very helpful for us. We've collaborated with the business community, with Molina Healthcare, with the Downtown Long Beach Associates, and we found some good partnerships there. And we realized, as you've heard all through today, collaboration is key here. Collaboration can really help open doors for you too. So first we created our incubator, which was run by, I'm calling them the founders. Those were our 4 MBA students who are now alums of our program. We found that there was a large growing interest in our MBA programs, and so our students then were getting involved in what was going on. So what we did is we were bringing together engineering students, design students, and business students to create these cross-functional teams to develop ideas for entrepreneurial ventures. Concurrently, our marketing department in the College of Business developed a marketing business center, and this was led by Scott Flexo and Professor Sam Min. And what they did is they put together this idea of we can help small businesses by providing opportunities to have projects that our MBA students can do, and they can help them in terms of providing services that might have been out of reach in terms of costs to a lot of these small businesses. Excuse me. And this was also another thing that's helped us strengthen our community partnerships. Another important thing about growing an innovation community is integrating innovation into a curriculum at a university. And so we've taken some baby steps so far, and it's been really focused just in the College of Business. One was we looked at this idea of how do we or increase the involvement of MBA students. And so we've changed the curriculum in one of our MBA programs where now MBA students become the mentors for undergraduate cross-functional teams that have these ideas. So by the end, they're helping these undergraduate students start up their businesses. So anyways, that's where, those were sort of our serendipitous events. And then we realized we had to put everything into practice. So we had we came up with these very concrete steps that we did. We had our incubator. It took place, it opened up October 2015. And it meets every Tuesday night. And it has met every Tuesday night like clockwork. Since October of 2015. There's information in the lobby if you're interested in getting involved in it. The participants in the incubator then signed up for the Innovation Challenge, and you probably heard about that this morning. This is a partnership between the College of Engineering, the College of Business, and the College of the Arts. This is a competition that is in its 7th year, and it's funded through local businesses. We get April 2016, the Innovation Challenge had its finalists. So they had 4 final teams. And you saw this morning, you saw the team that developed the boxing and the exercise, portable exercise program that they take around to different not innovation. They take it around to different centers where elderly people to help them maintain their flexibility and increase their core strength. They were the winner. There were 2 other out of the 4 teams that were mentored through our incubator, which was really sort of a great success metric for us in terms of how well our MBA students were mentoring these undergraduate student teams. Then we learned after the Innovation Challenge that all the other teams that didn't win felt like their products and their ideas were a failure. And one of the other things you probably heard today is from every failure, you should be able to learn something so that you can move forward and sort of be resilient and come back. And so what we decided to do is to put together a pitch fest. And in this pitch fest, what we did is we put out a call and we told all these teams, if you'd like to compete and And our prize was small. It wasn't a big prize. It was $500, and our dean graciously gave us $500 to run this pitch fest. We had 4 judges, 2 from local incubators, one from what used to be Port Tech LA, and the other one from Imprint Venture Labs. And then we had 2 other people who were on boards for our College of Business. And they came and they watched as these students got up and pitched their ideas. They had spent a month revamping their ideas, their business plans, and working on this. And so we ended up with, with our winners here, which this was a team that developed ballet toe shoes, you know, the kind that ballerinas wear. They came up with this whole idea of how to create these so that they didn't have as much of an impact on the ballet, on the dancers' feet. They didn't end up with these awful bruises and blisters and all that. And the woman in the middle next to the dean is the one that developed the idea, and the other 2 were her team that worked with her. So they got $500 for what they did. Okay, so the other things, as part of our efforts to become more integrated into the business community here, we put together a proposal to develop a speaker series that focused on entrepreneurship, and we were very fortunate to be able to partner with Molina Healthcare. And we're also very fortunate to have had Mark Guillen facilitate and help us do this and move this forward. We also partnered with the I-Team and the Downtown Long Beach Business Association. One of the things that we did is we have this speaker series that has one Thursday a month. We have a group of speakers that come in. It's different formats, and our first one was September 22nd, and I have to proudly say it was, from my perspective and from this perspective of all of us that planned it, it was wildly successful. We had over 130 people show up to this. And it was focused on the idea of taking 4 local entrepreneurs who talked about this concept of navigating the valley of death, which is basically how do you go from starting up your company to actually succeeding and all of the valleys that you go through and all of the difficulties that you go through. So it was very successful. Our next one is October 27th, and we're going to be very fortunate to have John Molina talk about some of the things that are entrepreneurial things that are going on at Molina Healthcare. And we also have Paula Campbell from Southern California Edison, who's going to talk about one of their innovative Edison Energy spin-offs that they have. So anyways, all of this so far has shown us that we can work and we can reach out and develop partnerships. We also have some other partnerships that we're working on. For example, we work with the Office of Economic Research at Cal State Long Beach with Wade Martin. We have the Small Business Monitor and Scott Flexo that we work with also. We are also started to work with Sustainable Business Long Beach and Tom Bowman. This is a former Green Business Council, and we're also working with them. We've also spent time going to different incubators and learning what different incubators are doing. We've gone to the Cove, we've gone to Cal Poly SLO, we've been downtown and we've visited Imprint Venture Labs and worked with and talked with them, and they've been great in terms of collaborating. We're working with Braid Theory, which is a former Port Tech LA. So anyways, these are all sorts of exciting things that have been going on. And so lastly, we have to figure out where do we go from here. We've had a lot of things happen, and we've been really excited about this, and we want to keep moving this forward. So some of the things that we've asked ourselves about is how can we continue this in this way? So first of all, we believe it's really important to continue to expand and strengthen our partnerships in the business community. The other thing is we want to figure out how we can collaborate with other incubators here. It's amazing how many incubators there are in this region. And also, we want to develop our institutional structure and leverage all the energy that we have within the university to help us move forward. Hopefully someday we'll find someone who will be willing to endow our center like they've done at MIT, Stanford, places like that. One of the very small steps that we did in the last few weeks has been we were given a small room, not a huge room, not 5,000, 10,000 square feet, but a small room in the College of Business that we're turning into a co-working space. And the great thing is we're partnering, you guys met Heather Barker this morning, we're partnering with her students to help us develop it into a co-working space where our students, we're residents of the community, we're business people, where our alums can all, and faculty can all come and meet and work together and share ideas. Probably our biggest challenge and goal is to develop a closer relationship with our business community and the city of Long Beach. And our very biggest one has been to get our students to leave our campus and come down here to downtown Long Beach. We've talked about this a lot, how there seems to be a firewall between Cal State Long Beach and downtown Long Beach. And what we're trying to do is really break through that firewall and encourage our students to come down here. And slowly but surely that's happening. Anyways, we hope to keep this entrepreneurial and innovation spirit going, and we hope that that everything that we're looking at doing in the future will bring us closer to being part of a larger innovation community. Anyway, so I want to thank you for being here, for listening to me, and if you have any questions, I'm glad to answer them.